Leicester fans, stop what you're doing, because I've got 3 huge Foxes stories that could change everything. Leicester won't face further deduction and avoided a 20-point penalty. Andy King makes a bold, never wear the shirt promise. And the final story about Gareth Southgate and the Leicester City manager job is the biggest of them all. Stay with me right to the end. Smash that subscribe button and let's break it all down together. I'm looking at this whole PSR saga, and honestly, it feels like we've just watched the Foxes dodge a massive season-ending punch right on the chin. 6 points is painful, no doubt about it. But when you hear whispers about a potential 20-point deduction being pushed by the Premier League, you start to realize just how close this club came to absolute catastrophe. That's not drama for clicks, that's reality. Let's be straight here. The Premier League wanted blood. They were apparently pushing for something unprecedented because of the scale of the overspend and alleged disclosure issues. They were sniffing around for a punishment that would have basically buried Leicester City alive in this division. But instead, an independent commission looked at the whole picture and landed on a 6-point deduction for the championship campaign. In this mess of a season, that almost feels like a small mercy. And credit where it's due, because behind the scenes, Leicester's legal and financial teams have clearly fought their corner hard. The ruling leaned heavily on mitigating factors, especially the idea that the club's finances are actually improving. Losses are going down. The trend is moving in the right direction, and there's evidence that the club is actively trying to drag itself back into compliance. That matters a lot. The really important part for you, as a Leicester fan, is this. The sense now is that the worst of the PSR nightmare is behind us. This breach has been judged, punished, and effectively closed. Experts are saying that because City have already taken a sporting sanction for this crossover period, further immediate deductions are highly unlikely. That's massive. It doesn't fix everything, but it gives the club clarity. It gives the club breathing space. So yes, we're closer to the bottom than any of us would like. Yes, the table still looks ugly, but surviving with 6 points docked is a completely different challenge to trying to survive after being nuked with 20. That difference could literally define whether the Foxes are still a championship club next season or sliding into a nightmare nobody wants to imagine. Now the spotlight shifts. No more hiding behind legal battles, no more PSR excuses. The focus has to be football, the right manager, the right mentality, the right fight. And here's the uncomfortable question I want you to chew on. If Leicester survived this season after a points deduction, does the ownership deserve credit for steering the club through chaos? Or should they still be held fully accountable for creating this mess in the first place? Hit like, hit that subscribe button if you're passionate about Leicester and want to stay up to date. I'm listening to Andy King, and I can feel exactly where he's coming from, because this hits right at the heart of what wearing this shirt is supposed to mean. After that gut punch of a 4-3 collapse against Southampton, when the noise from the stands turned into chants of, "You're not fit to wear the shirt," King stepped straight into the fire and said something that every Leicester fan has been desperate to hear. If a player does not care about this club, if a player is not hurting the way you are hurting, if a player is not bothered about where the Foxes are heading, then that player will never wear the shirt. Full stop. No politics, no protecting reputations, no passenger footballers hiding behind badges they do not respect. King completely binned the lazy narrative that this squad does not care. He made it crystal clear. Inside that dressing room, the anger is real. The frustration is real. The embarrassment is real. He feels it. They feel it. And if he ever senses someone going through the motions, someone treating Leicester City like just another paycheck, that lad is finished under his watch. Now let's be honest between us, words are cheap in football. Beautiful speeches do not win points. Promises do not climb tables. King himself knows that. He openly admits you do not have to believe him yet. Belief only comes with action. And right now, the Foxes are 6 games without a win. Confidence is brittle, and every fixture feels like a cup final. But this is where King's stance matters. He is drawing a line in the sand. He is saying, culture comes before reputation. Effort comes before name on the back. If you pull on blue, you bleed blue. If you cannot handle that responsibility, there is the door. And let's not ignore the context either. We are heading back to Southampton in the FA Cup. Same opponent, same stadium, same wounds still open. That match is not just about progressing in a competition. It is about pride. It is about response. It is about proving that this squad does give a damn. Because I'll tell you something, as a Leicester supporter, I can accept losing games. I cannot accept surrender. I cannot accept heads dropping. I cannot accept players hiding, and neither can Andy. So here's the question that cuts right through everything. Do you believe this squad truly cares about Leicester City? Or do you think some players are stealing a living and should never pull on the Foxes shirt again? Hit like, hit that subscribe button if you're passionate about Leicester and want to stay up to date. So let's talk properly about this Gareth Southgate noise, because it's been doing the rounds, winding people up, sparking hope in some corners and absolute dread in others. And I'll be straight with you, this one feels a lot more fantasy than fact. The whisper suggested that Leicester City might try something bold, something headline-grabbing, something that screams ambition. Gareth Southgate, former England boss, big reputation, big name, big conversation. On paper, it sounds massive. It sounds like a statement. It sounds like a club trying to punch back. But reality has a nasty habit of ruining good story. From what's coming out, Gareth Southgate has absolutely no intention of jumping back into club management right now. None. Zero. He's enjoying life away from the touchline. He's taking his time. And if he ever does return, it's expected to be for a job that matches his status. And let's be brutally honest, the Leicester City job, in its current state, is not a glamorous gig. We're talking about a club staring down a relegation scrap in the championship, a points deduction hanging over everything, financial restrictions squeezing recruitment, a squad low on confidence, a fan base furious, impatient, and demanding answers. This is not a soft landing. This is a minefield. People close to the situation are basically saying, if Southgate ever comes back, it will be for something bigger, cleaner, more stable than this mess. Not a rescue mission, not a firefight, not a survival battle. So all those early links, surprise links, lazy links, name filling the column links. Now here's where I switch tones slightly, because this part matters. The fact Leicester City are even being associated with names like Southgate tells you something. It tells you the club knows this next appointment is enormous, not important, not big, enormous, potentially season-defining, possibly era-defining. Whoever walks through that door is not just picking a team. They're picking up a broken project. They must stabilize the dressing room, reconnect with the fan, restore identity, survive first, then rebuild. That's the reality. So while the romantic in you might dream of a knight in shining armor with a famous surname, the sensible part of you probably knows that Leicester are far more likely to appoint someone gritty, pragmatic, hungry, and prepared to get their hands dirty. And honestly, that might be exactly what the Foxes need. Because saviors don't always wear suits and carry medals. Sometimes they wear tracksuits and carry scars. So here's the uncomfortable question I want you to sit with. Do you want Leicester City to gamble on a glamorous big name? Or is it time to back a proven battler who knows how to survive ugly and rebuild properly? Hit like, hit that subscribe button if you're passionate about Leicester and want to stay up to date.